Morning, it's Friday the 8th of March 2019. Welcome along to this morning's rather sunny United Kingdom talk coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. It really looks very pleasant outside. I keep seeing occasional stories about the whole country is going to be covered in snow at some point. I don't believe it. They always say that, and it'll be some small part on the very top of Scotland that gets the snow. It's always the same. Always moaning about the snow that doesn't appear. Well, I hope not. Anyway, I don't like snow. Nasty, white, slimy stuff that makes you very cold. Not interested in that, thank you very much. Who's early today? Let's see. First message of the day over on Facebook Live goes to Mr. Paul Gallagher. Good morning, Paul. Rod Brown is in the house. Good morning, Rod. Paul says, I do love a good pine tree on sandy soil and a woodpecker too. Yes, it's your opening intro. Yes, indeed, Paul. You know there's two intros, don't you? One's for when I'm in Berkshire and one's for when I'm in Lincolnshire, but that won't be for a few weeks now up there. Morning, Katie Ann Patterson. Chris Manzar. Nice to see you all. Nice here, nice and early. Gustav says, we are all here to find out how many Greg's vegan sausage rolls he's been guzzling. One too many by the looks of things. There we are. Gustav there is obsessed by weight. Something, unfortunately, that he's never, ever been able to get under control. But there we are. And we do have Greg's sausage roll news. 2 items of Greg's sausage roll news coming up on this programme today. You get all the best news here. There's nothing nasty in this programme. Nothing nasty at all. Hello to Ray Reynolds, International. Good morning, Ray. And over on YouTube, yes, JP is first in there. Good morning. Good old Steve won what award? Hello, Chris. Good old Steve won the award. I don't know what you're talking about. What award is this? I don't know what you mean. Pray tell, John. We don't do... not lyrics. Oh, what's the thing? We don't do... I can't remember the word now. Not lyrics. What's the word I'm looking for? You know when they tell something and you have to work it out. What's that called? Oh, I can't remember now. Morning to Claire. Hello, lovely Claire. Morning, Claire. And Dominique is there from snowy old Canada. She's got the snow there. Well, please keep it. No snow here, please. If you don't mind, no snow here. Thank you very much. Well, yesterday after the show, I went down to Aldi, as I said he was going to an Aldi. And let's have a look. I went to Aldi. £30 I took with me, and I had a little shopping kind of list in my head yesterday. And as usual, you know, you've gone around the shop, you've got a little basket there, okay? And I filled up my basket. And I thought to myself, well, I hope I've got enough money here, £30. Got to the till, thank you very much, £11.21. 2 bags of shopping. You can't beat it, dear. I'm telling you now, you should be doing your shopping in Aldi or somewhere like that. Not only that, as an added bonus, while I'm standing in the queue, because they don't really have like a fast basket. What's that? You know, the fast basket through. Or something like that. Cryptics. Thank you. The word was cryptics I'm looking for. I don't really do cryptics. Give me the whole piece of the information, because I don't know what you're talking about there, JP. Please, if you don't mind. Hello to Mike and Kristin, who are in Cyprus this morning. I'll be there in just over a week and a half's time now. Cyprus is ready for me, apparently. Red carpets have been rolled out and everything. Anyway, back to the story. As I stood in my behind like 2 large trolley loads of shopping with my little basket. Till number 3 is now closing. Please go to till number 5. Now, I was at till number 7. And 7 to 5 is a little, you've got to go round people. I thought, oh, well, I'm never going to make it. I'll have a go. So I quickly picked up all my shopping, rushed round, and I was first in the queue. Not only that, there was someone sitting there waiting to give me service. How blooming marvellous is that? Wonderful. And I went straight through. I said, oh, I'm first. And she's laughing. Young girl it was. Nice girl. And she says, yes, we aim to please. And I got to my front there, and I had bananas. And I said to the girl, you know, I always check bananas for spiders. And she said, oh, do you? I said, yes, I do. I said, I never buy the ones in bags, because they could be hiding behind one of the bananas, you see. Spiders. Man-eating spiders could be hiding behind the bananas. Yes! You think I'm making it up? We've seen the stories on here, dear. We've seen stories about people who buy bananas, they open a bag, and millions of spiders come out and infect infect their... That's a great word, that is, infect. Infect their houses. Yes. Be very wary of spiders on bananas. So I pick them up. I won't even put my hand in the box, because it might be hiding under that bit of paper that's in the box, waiting for a hand to come in and then it will bite it. Like that. I lift the bananas up carefully, and I look at them like that. And if they're okay, and I tend to buy bananas that are only just ripe. I don't like them after they've been hanging around for a couple of days. They go all like, when they get like the black bruise marks and things like that. Don't like them like that. I like them to be literally just ripe, so they're still hard. I can't be doing with a soft banana. I'm sorry, ladies. They do nothing. Those soft ones do nothing for me whatsoever. I can't do a soft one. Once they've gone soft, that's it. You've got to chuck them away. They are never going to go hard again. Thank you. Move on, please. Next. So I like the just ripe ones. So I said to her, yeah, I always look for spiders. I said, do you? She said, no. She said, I saw a video. She said it was probably a spoof of someone that opened a banana and a spider crawled out of the banana. I said, yes. Not a spoof, dear. That actually happens. Things crawl out of bananas. Very important to check them when you buy them. So there we are. £11.21. I came back with £20 still in my little wallet. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you very much. Grabbed my stuff and went out the door. Selected one of their special leaflets that tell you what's coming out during the week. I did mention this yesterday. But if you're a pet lover, coming out in Aldi on Sunday this week, you can get mats in the shape of your pet. I think they're definitely doing a cat and a dog. I don't know what else they've got there. And they're not like just square with a picture of a cat. They're actually in the shape of a cat with ears and whiskers and things like that. So you might want one of those on Sunday when they come out. All right. One moment, please. John lives in Asia. An overwhelmed Steve Allen honoured at the Global Awards. I don't know what that is, I'm afraid. I don't know what the Global Awards is. Don't know. He won something, did he? Good on it. And so he blooming well should do as well. Is the only decent one on that? Actually, that's not a lie. There's a couple on the LBC now. I've stopped listening to talking radio, actually. I've actually stopped listening to talking radio at the moment because they're just obsessed with Brexit and Trump and race all the time. That's all they keep talking about. That's all they're talking about now. I've started listening, as you know, to Scala Radio. So he absolutely deserves an award, Steve Allen. Oh, I'm very pleased for him. Very, very pleased for him. Fantastic. And so he should do for all those years of work. Good morning to Paul and Lou this morning. Morning, Paul and Lou. Katie, we get spiders in our pumpkins. Are they man-eating spiders? Could one jump out and bite you on the edge? My cousin, he does trees, gardening, cuts trees and all that sort of thing. And he's in Sydney. And he said once a spider jumped onto his helmet, crawled down and bit him on the face. And he actually was so close to his eye that he actually saw the fangs come out of the spider's mouth to bite him. Oh, I don't know. I've seen a huntsman on a wall in flats in Sydney. Can't remember the name of the area, but like quite posh flats. And I was walking past, and it was my mate Paul, who lives in Australia. He said, "Have you seen one of those, Chris?" And he pointed at the wall, and I thought, oh my God, it's this massive spider on the wall like that. He said, "Don't go too close; they can jump." Oh dear, no, thank you. "Paul, I won't put my hand in the box," said the actress to the bishop. Oh, aren't you awful, dear? Ronnie went to see the doctor. My mate went to see the doctor again yesterday. Morning to Maureen joining us on the YouTube as well this morning. Morning, Maureen, darling. All right. Yes, Ronnie went to the doctor's yesterday to have some checks because he's got the cough back. All is okay, according to the doctor. Apparently, none of the bacteria that the antibiotics were fighting in his lungs have come back. That's all gone. And the doctor has told him it's the remnants of the rubbish that is still in his lungs and has got to come out. So that's what's going on there. And I think it's funny. Sometimes you need to hear something from a professional, like a doctor, to put your mind at rest. And I do believe you can be told stuff and it can affect the rest of your body. Now, I had a little bit of bad news about 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And then a day or so went past. And then one night I started thinking about it while I was in bed. And my asthma got really bad. Or I thought it was asthma. And in the end, I called an ambulance out. This is 6 o'clock in the morning. Middle of winter. And I said, my chest is really wheezy. And an ambulance man come round and all this, that, and the other. Well, it turns out, he put the mask on me and I calmed down because there was someone in the house then, you see. Someone in the house with me. And after speaking to my special doctor, he said, I think you had a panic attack. You had a panic attack. Nothing to do with asthma. But you see, as a non-medical person, you wouldn't know that. I suppose even medical people would get a panic attack and not be sure that it was a panic attack. Do you see what I mean? So you need someone to check you over, a professional, to tell you, because your mind is so, oh, and you know what it's like. Anyone who has got a little bit of asthma, you know what it's like. You need to, oh, am I breathing all right? And then it starts getting worse. Why? Probably because you're thinking about it. And it's not a disrespectful thing to anyone about not realising what it is. That's just in your head. You're thinking one thing. Oh, my lungs are getting worse again, and then you're probably bringing it on yourself, as was the case with me. Now, since he's been to the doctor, and I spoke to him last night, and he sounded much better, just for the sake of speaking to someone medical. So there's a lot to be said for that. And with the way things are going with doctors and that, now they're doing like the phone-in type. The doctor always phones you, doesn't he? That I don't think that works as well. You need to see someone face to face and them to tell you, Chris, there's nothing wrong with you at the moment, or something like that, or it's this, or it's that. You can't tell. Similarly, I know there's this doctor thing now. You can get an app, and for X amount of pounds per month, you can video call a doctor. I can't remember the name of the service. I think there's a few different services. You can video call a doctor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right? And you tell the doctor, blah, 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 and then he tells you on the video link what he thinks is wrong or whether you should go to the doctor or something like that. Now, I don't think that's as good. I know you can see him and all that, but I honestly don't think that's as good as going to see the doctor and him perhaps having a little tap round your chest or a little feel of your head or something like that. You need to be told, or at least told by a professional, what they think is wrong. Otherwise, you've got all these thoughts going around in your head, and I do think it makes you worse. Ross says, can you turn the mic up? I'm on full blast and struggling to hear. Are you? Oh, it's not normal power. Is anyone else having trouble with sound this morning? Please let me know. Am I sounding a bit quiet? I've got my meter banging up there. It seems to be all right to me. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. Anyone else who's having trouble with sound today? I haven't changed anything here. Colin Simonites. Psychosomatic. Oh, is that what's meant by, thinking about things like that? Is it psychosomatic? Yeah, quite possibly is. Katie says we would see a lot of panic attacks in aged care. Very sad. Yes, when you're thinking that there's something wrong and it isn't. I can hear you, but your show is always a tad low. Well, it must be you then. It's got to be you, isn't it? Get yourself a decent phone, Ross. Are you not listening on an Android? I do hope not, dear. iPhone's only allowed to listen to this programme, if you don't mind. Just a reminder, gang, if you're listening or watching the show on a device where you can't tap me a message, you can always text one. The text number's up there in the top left-hand corner, okay? 07551 259 675. 07551 259 675. Robert says the levels are all right. Thank you, Robert. Ross says maybe I'm going deaf. Well, you do have those headphones on, dear. That will affect your hearing after a while. Once it's gone, it's gone. A little bit like my hair. I think you lost your hair a long time ago, didn't you, Ross? Michael Pullman says it sounds okay, as indeed does Martin Edwards. Thanks very much. Someone mentioned to me, who was it yesterday? Might have been my sister. She said, how comes your numbers aren't going up anymore? Facebook have changed something again. You might have remembered they did this a couple of months ago. They've changed something. So, number one, I'm unable to share on all the walls that I usually share on. Facebook Live walls, Learn English walls. Usually the show is shared on those walls. At the moment, I'm unable to do that. You try and do it and it says, oh, you have been blocked. And then you click, this is a mistake. And then it says, okay. And it keeps telling me that. They did do this about 3 months ago. And then it started working again. So I assume that they've done something again and it's not working properly, all right? Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Morning, Adrian. Morning, young Adrian. Right, so that was Ronnie yesterday. And then he had another shock at night last night where his cat, Viton. Now, Viton's the cat. They spent £8,000 having a brain tumour removed from the poor little mite about 6 weeks ago. Maybe a little bit around that sort of time, 6 weeks ago. And the cat has been recovering slowly. It is now walking around, and it's coming along very slowly. It is recovering. But last night, my mate was on the phone or something, and suddenly he heard a thud, 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 thud. The cat fall down the stairs. Poor thing fell all the way down the stairs and bumped everyone on the way down. Bang, 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 bang. But he immediately picked it up and held it. And I think it's all right. I think cats forget stuff after a short period of time, don't they? Don't cats forget things? Do they? I don't know, but it seems to have recovered. He said it twisted itself on the way down. But then they do, don't they? Cats, they just twist themselves round and in small spaces and stuff like that. One of his cats, Ralph, also known as Blackface. He's the most beautiful cat. And he's grey and his little face is black, also known as Blackface. He's put on so much weight you can barely get through the cat flap now. You see this thing trying to squeeze through the hole. He keeps eating. And he's a big cat now. You wouldn't want to row with it. You would not want to row with that cat. It keeps eating. It has 3 packets of food at a time. Yesterday, apparently, it had its dinner. Right? And then proceeded to be sick everywhere because it had eaten so much. Fat thing it is. Viton, the one who's had the brain operation, if you get a bit of chicken out, that's it. He sits at your plate. Because my mate still eats dead animals, unfortunately. I'm trying to get him off the dead animal eating, but he still eats dead animals. His cat sits next to him if he's eating chicken. And if you take your eyes off that plate for 2 seconds, the cat has the chicken and runs away with it. I love it. I love it. Let's have a look there. Chris, just a moment. Where are we? Chris, that is a lot of money. Yeah, £8,000, mate. That was a lot, £8,000. Well, it had to have specialist operation. There was a hospital somewhere around the 25. There's a big veterinary hospital, specialist hospital, that will do this sort of thing. It does cost a lot of money, yes. But £8,000, that's cost them. I think they were managed to claim back £5,000 off that, off the insurance. Talking of insurance, I've bought my travel insurance. Wow. Well, let me tell you, it's worth shopping around. I'll come to that in a minute. Chris Manza, would you spend that on an animal? I'd like to say yes. I'd like to say yes. When my cat was ill, this is about 3 years ago. She's not with us anymore, unfortunately. Do you know it's nearly 2 years now since I lost my cat? 2 years. God, I miss her. She's actually in a little box in the kitchen. She's on her stool that she used to sit on. She's on the stool. That's where she is. But when she was ill, I did spend some money over it. It was about £1,000 altogether. Because it didn't quite work as it should have done, this operation. But she got through it in the end, and I spent £1,000. Would I spend 8? I'd like to think I would. But I'd never had insurance, you see. I didn't have insurance. On the other hand, the 1,000, how much did I spend on a medically wise over the years? No more than £2,000. Absolute maximum would have been about £2,000 over the 15 years that I had her. So therefore, the insurance I would have spent more in insurance than I did paying out there and then. My brother-in-law's the same. He doesn't like insurance either. I don't like insurance. I only have insurance if I absolutely have to. I take the risk. I take the risk myself. Because you often hear of these programs on like Watchdog and stuff like that, where insurance, you go and claim £5,000 for, I don't know, a broken television, or well, not five, wouldn't be 5,000. Say you had a really nice telly and it cost you £5,000. So you go and claim for that broker. Oh, well, we'll give you 3. Well, what's the point then? What's the blooming point? So I don't bother. Gustav says the sound's amazing considering it's from sheltered accommodation. It's a miracle and marvel of modern technology, although maybe you should staple egg boxes to the wall to help with soundproofing. I don't need any soundproofing. It's perfectly all right in here. Thank you very much. Morning to Jeffrey Decker. Good morning, Jeffrey. Morning. Katie has her cat in a box too. I miss him. Oh, we love our pets, don't we? We do love our little pets. Ross, Sophie's nicks my tea. Like that cat. Ross has got a cat and it nicks her tea. He nicks his tea. A tea drinking cat. I've not heard of that. Wow. £8,000 for the operation. Then it goes out and gets run over. They're good at that, aren't they? Cats getting run over, unfortunately. Awful. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's scroll back a little bit there. Ross, we're going to look at a static caravan next weekend. Decking, 2 bedrooms, £2,000, £3,000, all site fees. Hemsby, 30 seconds from parks, beach and arcades and fair. Only other expenses, gas bottles. And, okay, someone else is looking at this weekend. If they don't want it, we can view it. Ross, if you buy a caravan, have you stayed in a caravan before? Have you been in a caravan before? I would say rent one first. Rent one first. Site fees are quite expensive in some places. £3,000 actually sounds on the lower side, believe it or not. I've heard site fees of £5,000-6,000 a year, which I just wouldn't buy one. Mine are dirt cheap. This year, I think I said they were 1,350. They're actually 1,400 for the whole year where I am. But then we don't have clubhouse. We don't have anything at all. It's just basically for water and all that business. We don't get included in electricity. But I would rent a caravan first a few times, Ross, because you will then, of course, be tied to that site. What if you want to go somewhere else? You've got that caravan sitting there empty. And don't believe all that rubbish about they're easy to let out and you make a lot of money, because you don't. I don't let mine out. I wouldn't want to. What's the point in buying a caravan for yourself and then renting it out? Well, to make some money. Well, you might as well be renting one then. Be very careful what you do with that caravan. You must know what you're doing, okay? Buy a £500 old banger, says Paul and Lou. Look at that. JP wouldn't spend that much on his wife. I don't blame you, John. I don't blame you. Why spend the money on your wife when you can spend it on yourself, mate? You have stayed in caravans before. Okay, well, it's up to you. But remember, you'll be tied to one place then. And you've got a little girl, you've got your own little family there. You might want to go travelling to other places. Mightn't you? And then you've got your caravan sitting there empty. I wouldn't buy one yet. I don't know. I bought mine for a purpose, you see. The purpose of being near my sister and her family. That's why. And then one of them goes off to Cyprus. Never mind. That's how it is, isn't it? Your clock behind you is not running. Right. The wrong date. March the 8th. No, it is March the 8th. 2019. That is right. That's right. March the 8th. What date? Where are you, Jeffrey? Are you in another place? Are you in another place? Another world, perhaps? Are you in Australia, Jeffrey, where it might be the 9th now? I think you might be. Might be something like that, mightn't it? Do let us know, Jeffrey. Hey, that is the correct date there. Look, it's the right day. Good. I started packing my bag for my Cyprus holiday. Travel insurance. Now, travel insurance. Okay? So, my bank gives me free travel insurance for the year. Annual travel insurance. Every January, you get this letter from the bank and they say, yep, you've got your travel insurance for a year. Now, if you've got anything wrong with you, anything at all, then you need to be screened. screened. Now, by that, I don't mean you need to go into like a hospital or something like that and go under various different machines. You basically need to tell them what's wrong with you. Okay? So you ring them up. Hello, thank you very much. I've got a few other little bits and pieces wrong with me. So then she fires up this computer and starts tapping. She said, right, I'm going to ask you some questions. Just say yes or no. So off she goes with her questions, and you tell them, yes, thank you. Yeah, oh, yeah, I've got that. Yeah. What's the count of that? And you say, what's the count of that? And I say above 450, and that's fine. And what's that? She says yes, undetectable there. Yes, fine. And asthma, yeah, I've got asthma. And what's the other thing? Chronic constipation. Yes, okay. So you tell them all these things, right? So okay. So she says, thank you very much. Well, there'd be an additional fee of that for the year of £193. I thought that sounds a bit much, dear. £193. I said, right, okay then. I said, I've made a note of that. I'm going to do some comparisons now with some other sites. She said, okay, no problem. She said, here's a reference number. So she gave us this reference number, right? And I wrote down the reference number. She says, call back when you're ready to book. Okay, thank you very much. So that was so remember, that's the bank's free travel insurance that I've got, okay? And that figure is the additional fee that I've got to pay them because I've got a couple of little bits wrong with me. Most people will, over 50, over probably 45, maybe even 40, will have something wrong with them that you need to declare. If you've just had an operation 6 months ago, I don't know, burst appendix, something like that, you need to tell them. If you've just been to the doctors with a chest infection and you've got antibiotics and you've started taking them, you need to tell them. You need to tell them absolutely everything. Do not allow them any wriggle room, because you can ring up, you might be on holiday somewhere, oh, I've hurt my leg. And they'll use anything, I tell you that. Or I've broken my leg, and they go, oh, well, we've been in contact with your doctors. He says that you've got a chest infection and you're on antibiotics. Well, that's right, yes. Well, then we're not going to pay out for you. Yeah, but it's my leg. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You didn't tell us this. And they put the phone down. No money. So you must never, ever try and get away with it. It's not worth the risk. Some people risk going away with no travel insurance. Oh, I can't believe you do that. And the worst place for that? America. They charge. It's disgusting the way the health service is fantastic in America if you can afford it. If you can afford it. Never, ever go to America without some gold-stamped travel insurance. If you can't be bothered to do it on the internet, walk into Thomas Cook. They do it in there. Please do not ever go anywhere, especially the United States, without some sort of travel insurance. We've seen stories in the paper here where people have literally had to sell their house to pay the greedy bastards that are out there grabbing money for people's sicknesses. You see, in my personal opinion, I think it should all be free, wherever you are. How can you make money out of sick people? I understand drugs companies and that, you know, they need to make money to be able to develop new drugs and that. But there should be like a limit where you can't know you're taking the mick, you know, you're making too much money out of this. So please make sure you do. Anyway, so I went on the internet and did a comparison, and I came across Insure and Go. That's it. Insure and Go. Travel insurance, Insure and Go came up, right? So there we are. The travel insurance. What date do you want this from? So you put today. You put today because, right, since I booked my holiday, I've not been covered. So I could go out today and get something terrible happen to me, right? In which case I can't go on holiday. I won't be able to claim anything because I wasn't insured. Now, at this point in the day now, as in today, 8th of March, I'm now insured, right? If something happens to me today, I go out, I don't know, whatever, get run over or something like that, I can now claim back the money from my holiday because I'll have to cancel it. I'm now insured. So I went on Insure and Go. Up come the questions. When do you want it from? From today's date. Okay, name, address, da-da-da-da. And then health screening. Do you need to be health screened? Yes. Okay, up it comes. Type in the condition you have. So you start typing in stuff, right? And then as you type in, stuff comes up, you know. So if you type in L, something like lung condition, lymphoma, something like that. These things come up, and then you just choose the thing, and then it might ask you questions about that particular thing. And then you hit enter. What else would you like to tell us about? Then another thing will come out, and you must type in everything. All comes up like that. Da-da-da. And at the end, right, total cost for the things that were wrong with me would be an extra £7. Was under £7. That's for all the things I typed in, the extra cost. So the actual full cost of buying a travel insurance, so that's the base, the main sort of part of it, plus the conditions I've put at the bottom, £67. What did the Nationwide quote me? £196 for those extra bits. That place, an extra £6, just under £7. Total cost was about £67. That's annual travel insurance. Only for Europe, because I'm not going worldwide. That's only for Europe. Cyprus is included in that, I've checked. Because I'll probably be going to maybe 3 times now before the end of the year. Fantastic. So it just goes to show you, you need to shop around. Just because your bank is giving you free travel insurance, if there's anything that's slightly out of the ordinary with you, then you're going to be charged an arm and a leg. Absolutely outrageous. I didn't even bother ringing them back and saying, hello, I've had this quote. Do you want to match it? I thought, no, sod it. I'll go with the other one. So it's £67 to buy a whole travel insurance for the year, rather than go to my bank and have their free travel insurance, and with the little bits and extras on the back, another 190 odd quid. Outrageous, absolutely outrageous. So it's done. And I've put all my paperwork in my bags now. You know, plane tickets, hotel voucher, passports. And of course the travel insurance, which I've now printed out, and it's got all the phone numbers of anything else that might be wrong with you up there, you know. Outrageous. Always shop around. It goes for everything. Car insurance. Never stay with the same car insurance, people. Never, ever stay with the same car insurance, people, because you will pay for that. You will pay for loyalty. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. The one thing that I notice does pay you to be loyal is mobile phone contracts. Every year, at the end of my mobile phone contract, generally and whoever I've been with, EE I've been with, and I'm with 3 at the moment. I've just re-signed for 3. They ring you up. Oh, you're coming to the end of your thing. You're now. What on earth is that? Just a minute. Let me turn these things off here. Just a second, my darlings. Oh, what's going on there now? How do I turn that one off? There we are. That's better. Yeah, every year, just before the mobile phone contract's up, they ring you. Oh, you deserve an upgrade. I don't really want an upgrade. Oh, let me see what else we can do for you. And at the moment, I pay £20 a month now. All in. £20 a month. All you can eat everything. It's fantastic, really. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's have a look. Right. Oh, Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffrey's got it wrong. Jeffrey's got the wrong date. Chris, are you doing shows while on holiday? Probably not, Chris. Might be some recorded ones, but probably not live, okay? Katie Ann, it's still the 8th of March here, night time in Australia. Yes. We'll have to tell Zoe they're going to the USA. You make sure they have travel insurance if they're going there. Honestly, so expensive. Good morning to Dominique. Come to Canada. Free healthcare. Thank you very much. That's what we like. Good morning to Duke. Morning, Dukey Chrissy boy. Did you not get my text messages earlier this week checking that you were all right after I took you back from that hospital in that very expensive Five Guys? I did send you a couple of texts there. Cyprus have the same system as the UK, don't they, Steve? Steve who? Who are you talking to now? Are you talking to me or someone else, dear? Cyprus. I haven't been to Cyprus yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Good. Ross says his wife is an old banger. No, she's not. Don't be awful about your lovely wife, dear. How awful you are. You've only been married 5 minutes. Well, it's about 7 years now. How long have you been married now? Is it 7 years? Something like that? Good. Swimming pool's a lot quieter at night. I went up there about 8 o'clock last night. There's only a few of us there. It's much better, actually, going up to the swimming pool at night. What you don't get is people who come in the swimmer's side and do 1 mile an hour. That is so annoying. Absolutely oblivious to the people trying to go around them all the time. It's so annoying. There's a slow side and there's a... Okay, it doesn't say slow and fast, but it's pretty obvious that if you're not a very fast swimmer, why would you go in the side that people are going up and down at the speed of light? Just madness. So that was good. Today, of course, and I've left my umbrella up there. I've left my umbrella at the swimming pool, so I must rush up there after the show and collect my umbrella. Very important. Today is International Women's Day, boys and girls. My question to you is, what other days should we have? Today is International Women's Day. Can you imagine the outcry if we had International Men's Day? Or something like, or even worse, International White Men's Day. They'd go mad, wouldn't they? Oh, racist, racist, racist. But we have all the others. We have all the others, don't we? So why not? I think we should start that. International White Men's Day. Oh dear. Who was that? There was a woman, one of the ladies in Parliament, wasn't it? Who accidentally called Diane Abbott coloured. Because black people don't like that word, coloured. And she actually, honestly, why didn't someone just have a quiet word with her? Oh, it's not really a good idea to you. Oh, okay. She would say, okay, I beg your pardon. No, they came down on her like a ton of bricks. For Christ's sake, get real, people. Just have a quiet word so that they understand. No problem. Done. So honestly, some people, they start jumping up and down, screaming their heads off. I'm sure most of them just do it for attention most of the time. Oh, quickly, I've been offended. Ah! Get real. Just have a quiet word. Oh, excuse me, it's not quite the right. Oh, right. Maybe she made a mistake. So what? For Christ's sake, it's just a mistake. Adrian, do I need travel insurance to go to King's Cross Central for a night out? Not at the moment, Adrian, but you'll need a stab-proof vest. For around that area. God. International Kate's Day. We like the sound of that. International Kate's Day. We can have one of those, Katie. Kiki D is in the house. Good morning, Kiki D, you lovely lady. She's lovely, Kiki D. Don't see you very often. Katie, isn't the water cold to swim in? No, never. Never ever is that water in the swimming pool cold. It's quite nice in there. Okay, occasionally it does. Alan, International Men's Day is in November. Do we have an International Men's Day? Do we actually have that, do we? Do I need to get a placard and start marching up and down with a placard? International Men's Day. Oh, all the women would be standing there throwing eggs at us. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn had an egg thrown in the other day, didn't he? Oh dear. Cyprus, where are we now? Okay, well, I've read that one, haven't we? Right, what have we got there? Some news stories today. Oh, Paul and Lou, I looked up those concerts. Hacindia. Is it Hacindia? All right. That's good. Hacindia. The classical kind of house concerts. Fantastic. That is exactly the sort of thing I was looking at, Paul and Lou. So I did look that up yesterday after you suggested it to me, and I found that I'm going to definitely go to one of those rave concerts. They look absolutely fantastic. I might not do the dodgy stuff that I used to do when I went in the 90s, but I'm sure I can have a good time without drinking or doing anything else, if you see what I mean. Paul and Lou says tomorrow it's International Peanut Day. Oh, did you see that woman on the plane? Apparently she's allergic to some sort of nut. She's got a nut allergy, but the cabin crew on this particular plane decided that they would continue to serve nuts. So she locked herself in the toilet and put a mask on. Really? Really? You see, I think we bend over backwards to one person all the time. What's all that about? One person complains about something and immediately things are banned now. What about the majority of people? Why are we worried about one person all the time? Christ. So one person on a plane of about 300 decides that she's allergic to nuts. So they can't serve them on the plane. Are you for real? No. What about everyone else who wants nuts? We want nuts. Nuts, whole hazelnuts. Oh, Cadbury's take them and they cover them with chocolate. Do you remember that one? That was a good advert, that was, wasn't it? I like that, International Peanut Day. Right, here's your Greg stories then, boys and girls. And we got some very good news about Gemma Collins coming up. Very, very good news about Gemma Collins. Here's from the Daily Mirror this morning. Greg's sausage rolls. Do you like them? Vegan or otherwise. Good morning, Peter Lake. Good morning. Who says it's a bit frosty in Woodall Spa. If no winds today, then I'm going to tidy... If no... it's no winds today. Hopefully I'm going to tidy my bedroom up from Peter. Good morning, Peter. Morning, Peter. Now, Greg's sausage rolls. We love them, don't we? I'm a particular fan of the vegan sausage rolls, but at the moment, can't have them because it's Lent and it's pastry. Pastry, bread. For Lent, I gave up bread, crisps, cakes, chocolate. All those things I've given up. So Greg's sausage rolls, pastry is kind of a bit bready, so I'm including that. So any sandwiches, can't eat them. A man has revealed the unusual way his father opts to reheat his Greg's sausage roll once he gets home from the shops. Because you've got to eat those quickly, haven't you? Those Greg's sausage rolls, pasties, pizza slices, anything like that. Because they go cold. They go cold. It's like buying a pizza, isn't it? I know it comes in that box, and I always close the box in between bites. Don't you? You take out one slice, close the box again. Otherwise, it goes cold. Have you ever tried to reheat a pizza in a microwave? It just goes completely soggy. Well, according to this, the same thing happens with Greg's sausage rolls. It says sometimes you can't beat a Greg's sausage roll. Am I right? Yes, you are right. But sometimes you might buy one and then decide to save it for later to enjoy while watching something on Netflix or whatever it is like you like to do at home. However, if you don't eat the pastry-covered treat pretty quickly, it'll go cold. And you'll be left with the task of reheating your sausage roll. Now, pay attention. How do you do that? Do you do yours in a microwave? You must think. I bet you must notice how limp and soggy it goes. Awful. And then you try it under the grill and you leave it there too long. That doesn't quite work either, does it? It says, however, what exactly is the best way to go about doing this, reheating a sausage roll? The microwave seems like an obvious choice, but it'll probably make the pastry go soggy. So what are your alternative options? You could put the sausage roll in the oven and heat it that way so that you'll get to warm up and the pastry becomes nice and crisp. Or you could do what Dan Hobden's dad does. He hangs it over the radiator. In a tweet which has now been deleted, Dan, who lives in London, revealed that his father likes to tape the paper Greg's bag with the sausage roll inside to the radiator and warm it through that way. He posted a photo showing exactly how it was done, writing, "Ask my dad why he doesn't just use the microwave to warm the sausage roll, but apparently it's not the same." He's absolutely right. It isn't. It's not the same, and there's an art to it, so here we are. The post went viral, gathering thousands of likes, retweets and comments. Some people were baffled by the life hack, but others thought it was genius. One person replied, "The microwave heating process excites atoms." Here we go. We're getting technical here. Science now, science. The microwave heating process excites atoms rather than conducting heat. The radio waves penetrate the food and excite water and fat molecules pretty fast. In fact, too fast. The watery part evaporates, it dries them. Your dad knows his stuff. Cookery is the art of patience and dedication. Another person says, exceptional. Microwave does totally ruin it. For further clarification, Dan added that his dad doesn't do this all year round, only during the colder months. In the summer, he prefers to enjoy his sausage rolls cold as a nice, refreshing snack. So that is our first Greg's sausage roll story this morning, boys and girls. Okay, there's another one. Peter likes the jacket. Yeah, we got karaoke tonight, Peter. That's a little bit live. William Coughlin. Good morning, William. I notice you're off on holiday soon. William Coughlin's up on a holiday in Liverpool. Runs a bar up in Liverpool, big pub up in Liverpool, didn't you? Morning, William. Nice to see you, sir. Katie says she'd love some nuts. I'll send you some, Katie. What would you like? Golden Wonder nuts. Golden Wonder. They're jungle fresh. Golden Wonder. They're jungle fresh. Peanuts. Golden Wonder. That was an old advert. Maybe you didn't get it in Australia. I don't know. Talking of the club music that I was talking about yesterday, the Hacienda was a club in the 1980s. I didn't know that. Manchester, where a lot of the dance music that started, Chris. It's where Acid House and Rave started. We did do a rave during the 90s. Oh, wonderful club I went to. Turnmills. And a club that was the name of the club, and the night was called Trade. Peter says, I like Coupland sausage rolls in Boston. Couplands are very good. That's a little like a family-run bakery, and they've got different parts of it in Lincolnshire. I've been to the one in either Tattershall or Horncastle, I think, or what's the place in between? Coningsby. I've been to the one in Coningsby. Couplands. Oh, cheap, dear, cheap. Lovely. And you ask for a cheese roll. The cheese is like this in there. There's nothing worse than buying something that hasn't been filled up properly. I hate that. Now, more Greg's news here, boys and girls. Very important, Greg's. Do you know they've made their first £1 billion? They're obviously doing it right. I remember when Greg's was just a bakery. Do you remember? Endless loaves of bread behind there, maybe a few cakes and sausage rolls. Now they're basically a fast food place, and everyone loves them. I think one of the reasons everyone loves them is because they don't take the mick with the prices. When I go to the Hampstead, I only go twice a year now to the hospital in Hampstead, and there's a couple of bakeries there, but they're not Greg's. And my God, do they charge an arm and a leg for a cheese roll? An absolute arm and a leg. They got loaves of bread there that are like 15 quid. Who spends 15 quid on a loaf of bread? I think it's artisan. What difference does it make? Make no difference at all. But Greg's do not take the mick with their prices. You get a decent meal in there. And they transformed their business over the last 3 years with an awful lot of hard work. I found it very interesting. They had the head of Greg's on the BBC News channel yesterday. I interviewed him about why is he doing so well, and he said this doesn't just happen. We are constantly working, trying to improve what we've got, and we want to give the customers what they've got. He said this isn't an instant thing. We haven't suddenly made £1 billion. Or that wasn't the profit, but they haven't suddenly got to £1 billion worth of sale through sitting on their asses doing nothing. They've worked very, very hard at this. Very hard. And they've done it. Good. And the interviewer, she tried to catch him out, as they always do, some of these interviewers. She said, what would you say, about, we're trying to cut down on salt and sugar and that sort of thing. And he came back. He said, well, actually, we have cut down on salt and flour, and we're trying to cut down more on the sugar at the moment. He said, but let me just say this, no one should spend their lives. Basically, he was saying, no one should eat too many pasties or cakes or bread. Everything in moderation. And that's a bit unlike a businessman, really. Normally, you'd get on somewhere like someone would go on like that, say, yeah, you need to eat as much as you can of our products. No, he didn't say that. He was very, very good. And he said, everything in moderation. You can't survive on pasties and sausage rolls. But now and again, maybe once every couple of days or even once a day, you can have that sausage roll. You can have that cheese roll. What you can't do is keep going in there for every meal and having the same thing. It's like these people that go to McDonald's. Have you seen them? Breakfast, lunch and dinner in McDonald's. Oh, why am I now 20 stone? Because you keep eating crap. Because you keep eating crap, that's why. Stupid question. Kentucky Fried Chicken, all this stuff. It's all right now and again. When I was a kid, we had this stuff now and again. You know, even crisps. Crisps, I think I had 1 or 2 bags a week. I did go through the stage, and I stopped. When I went to Slimming World, even though I don't go now, I didn't go back to what I was doing before I went to Slimming World. Well, not the same anyway. I could be having 3 bags of crisps a day. I kid you not. Every day I'd have 2 or 3 bags of crisps. I went to Slimming World. I cut the crisps completely. At the moment, I'm not having crisps because it's Lent. But generally, now I'll have 2, maybe 4 bags of crisps a week. That's it. You can have these things now and again, but not all the time. That's what the bloke was saying, you see. Thank you, Paul. The history of the La Hacienda. Granada TV did a documentary. I'll have a look at that. Good morning to Dr. SRS Gregorian joining us this morning. Julian, reheat sausage rolls. Buy a flatbed toaster. Oh, that would make it easy, wouldn't it? Katie, my mum was the same. No junk food. Mum never gave us junk food. Never. I think I can count. Very, very rarely did she ever send us to the chip shop for a dinner. The chips would be perhaps an extra, maybe once every few weeks. But not as a meal. We'd have a meal. Mum would cook all the food. We would never, ever go out to McDonald's or Kentucky and class that as a meal. Never. Never, ever happened. You just ask my sisters, she'll tell you the same. We never, ever went out. Let's go out to dinner. Where should we go? McDonald's. What, for dinner? No, that was a snack. That was a snack. It was never classed as a dinner. Kiki D ate 2 jam sandwiches before bed last night. Oh, I'm sure that'd be all right, Kiki D. Right, more Greg's news then. Okay, here we go. Greg's plans to... We love Greg's, don't we? Absolutely love it. And I tell you, I even love it more since their chief executive, whoever the bloke was on the telly doing the interview last night, I even love it more since I've seen him and he said to us, don't eat too much. Fantastic. What a great interview that was. Greg's plans to explore the evening market amid its roaring vegan sausage roll success as the chain topped £1 billion in sales. £1 billion on bread and cakes. Wonderful. Total, and that's it's even more of achievement because you go in there, you might spend a couple of quid, maybe £3, £3 or £4 maximum. So how have they turned in your £4 now and again when you go in there into £1 billion of sales? It's fantastic. With the vegan sausage rolls, I will say this, I really like them. I really like them. Now, years ago, of course, I too, vegetarians prepared to be horrified, I used to eat dead animals too. Not anymore, it's been about 5 years I've been vegetarian now. But those vegan sausage rolls are almost identical to the taste of the dead animal ones. They are. They're delicious. Absolutely delicious, these vegan sausage rolls. Well, one day I went into Greg's, I think it was last week or the week before, they didn't have any left. So I went into Waitrose and I bought Quorn sausage rolls, 3 in a packet. Shoved them in my mate's oven, got them out. They didn't taste the same. No, they were nowhere near as nice as the Greg ones, whether it's the way they cook them or they've mixed something in there, something like that, I don't know. The Greg's sausage rolls, vegan sausage, are to die for. And if you want to go really over the top, put a piece of tomato sauce on the top. Ah! Which are provided free of charge. They got that right and all. Don't you hate it when you go into a restaurant Fish and chips, please. Thanks very much. That's £20. Or have you got any tomato sauce? Yes, they're 10p each. No! Give me the bloody tomato sauce. I've just paid 20 quid for a meal. You take the piss. Oh, I'm sorry. They're 10p each. I hate that. 10p for a little sachet of tomato sauce. Why don't you just put the bottles out? That's what we used to do. That was all right. Greggs, there it is, in a squeezy bottle. You just squeeze on the tomato sauce on your Greggs vegan sausage rolls. But anyway, back to this. Greggs plans to explore the evening market. Total revenues for 2018 rose 7.2%. And profits are up as well. The boss, is that the name? Yeah, that's him. That's him. Roger Whiteside. That's him. Roger Whiteside. That's the bloke that was on the telly. Old bloke, about 60 years old, I suppose he is. Great interview. Boss Roger Whiteside told BBC Today that millions of pounds had been spent on transforming the perception of the brand. We want people to reappraise us and understand we've moved on from being a pure bakery business to offering people food on the go, he said. 2018 was a year that tested the resilience of Greggs' business model and demonstrated the benefits of our strategic investment program. So you've got to invest in things. You've got to keep investing in things or it just dies. While there are significant uncertainties in the months ahead, Greggs has started 2019 in great form, helped in part by the publicity surrounding the launch of our vegan-friendly sausage rolls. His announcement that the chain is looking to move into the evening food market now comes after Greggs trialled an evening menu across 100 of its stores. The chain also has form in holding one-off open evenings for events, such as the PR-storming Greggs £15 Valentine Day pop-in that sold out in 20 minutes. I don't know what that is. Valentine's Day pop-in. I suppose that would be some sort of heart-shaped cake, possibly, or something like that. Regulars were left wowed when the steak bake haunt was transformed into a restaurant complete with linen tablecloths and heart-shaped balloons and a pastry-strong four-course meal. Wow. They now have 1,953 stores across the UK, a number Mr. Whiteside hope will rise to 2,000 by the end of the year. So, I mean, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic what they've done. And what else? They're British. I don't suppose they'll be affected at all by Brexit. No doubt The Guardian will be running a story tomorrow. If Brexit happens, Greggs will lose their pastry. Kiki D, do you like Percy Ingles? I don't know what that is. What is Percy Ingles? I don't know what Percy Ingles is, my darling. Don't know what that is, I'm afraid. Katie wants a box of sausage rolls. Oh, they'll be off by the time they get to Australia, won't they? Kiki T, good marketing encourages people who never eat that stuff to see reason. Yes, it does. They're lovely, those vegan sausage rolls. Perry Hazel, good morning. Junk food, love it. So does my wife. She doesn't have to cook for. Michael Pullman, I can't find any vegan sausage rolls. No bakeries make them as they worry about cross-contamination. Do they really? Oh, dear. That's a shame. You can make them yourself, Michael. I'm sure you can get Quorn. Can you get Quorn in Australia? Quorn. You can make them yourself with some puff pastry. Or just get that one that you roll out. You don't have to make it yourself. Just get a packet, roll it out, put the corn in there, shove it in the oven until it's done. Might be quite nice, mightn't it? Good morning to Joanna, joining us very late this morning. Morning, Joanna. Hello, my darling. Percy Ingles is a bakery the same as Greggs. Where are they then? I've never heard of Percy Ingles. Are they sort of a London thing or something like that? I'm assuming. Maybe. Don't know. All right. Okie doke, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. It's birthday time here on United Kingdom Talk, and we have 6 birthdays today. Gary Owen. Good morning, Gary. Morning, Gary Owen. He's often with us on the show. He's not there today. 31 years old today. Good morning, Gary. Happy birthday to you. Michael Lawrence, where are you this morning? Maybe you're at work. He works at Waitrose. I think Michael works at Waitrose. He's 39 years old today. Good morning, Michael. Happy birthday to you. JB McCormack. John. My lovely John. one of my favourite bar staff of all the time. He used to work as a barman in heaven. And then he got on the planes. He does a bit of plane thing now, trolley dolly type thing. So happy birthday to you, John. Lovely to see your little happy face there, as always. Hello to Tim Jermaine Groves. Morning, Tim. I know you as well. Lots of lovely little faces here. We've got a Stephen React Sharp, one of the Sharp boys. Good morning, Stephen. Happy birthday to you. And Peter William Walker. It's his birthday as well on this Friday. So happy birthday, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Tonight, it's Friday night, so we've got karaoke happening. If you're in North London, do come and join us at Central Station. We've got some brand new songs on there this week that are in the charts. The new disc has arrived and has been put onto the system. So that's karaoke tonight at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Starts at 8:30 and goes right the way through until 12 midnight. North London is where that is, so come and join us down there if you've got nothing else to do when you're in the North London area. Thanks for joining me on this Friday morning. A pleasure to talk to you as always, gang, and I'll see you again on the next show. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.